You're attracted to her because she's attractive. Got it.
No, I wasn't done, idiot. I have like 5 fingers.
And we'll see what happens, but friendship first.
He's so sensitive and dumb. They're all dumb. Garrison doesn't know what he wants. I mean, you know, I guess opposites attract because she's like a hip-hop dancing crazy...
Only the young.
Only the young, boy.
Oh, boy, only the young. They make boring-ass documentaries. You know? Man,
the young can be very interesting when things happen to them. As opposed to this film.
Actually, like when you think about like an average 15-year-old, you go, especially a boy in middle America or someplace in maybe California where nothing's happening, you go like, wow, what a couple of dumbasses. And every stereotype you could think about that, this movie goes like, yeah, you're right.
You know, but
absolutely right.
I mean, you got to hand it to it. It is being completely naturalistic in terms of like how they're showing that life. I mean, it's 15-year-old little skater punks in California and their day-to-day life and how they get too excited sometimes about stuff that doesn't really mean anything. And you know it as an adult. You're like, calm the fuck down.
Or you can look at it as, what if Beavis and Butthead were actually good kids? I mean, what if they were relatively smart? They weren't the complete dumbasses they were.
Well, who in the hell would want to see that?
Exactly.
Now you asked this question.
The voice of reason has arose, yes.
When they started to film this movie, they needed you on the set to ask that question so everybody could stop, look at each other, and just silently pack everything up and get in their van and drive off.
Or they needed that one asshole producer or person on the set who comes in and just starts trouble. Mm-hmm. Because I hate to say it, there's a reason why they manufacture drama on reality TV. Because when people are relatively normal, they're boring.
They're boring as fuck. Nobody cares, and you turn the channel, and that shit gets canceled.
Not only that, a normal person is actually a little bit shy around the camera and doesn't want to give too many of their personal details away. Unless you are just some kind of fame whore, or you got a producer prodding you, or setting up situations,
or you're just fucking crazy.
Yes,
and crazy never knows when it's crazy, and that's what makes it fascinating to watch.
Now it's interesting because here we have a film that starts off, as Corey mentioned, with Beavis and Butthead, and hey, they could be crazy because you know what? There's this abandoned house that they just trespass on and break into. Yeah, we do it. You know, my mom didn't like me to do it, and my parents don't care. You're like, oh, delinquents. Oh, this is what's going to come. Oh, wait, they're skater punks. Oh, I bet they're into stealing, too. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, they're skater punks for the Lord. Ooh, that's an angle. Oh, wait, there's a girl. There's a love triangle. Oh, some shit going to go down. One's going to kill each other. Oh, wait, maybe one of them's gay because they never really make out with this girl. I can see it coming. Oh, wait, the church is involved. They don't want them together.
Yes.
None of that conflict is real.
Mm-hmm.
All of it is just like, it's a thing, but it's nothing.
They should
all of it is footnotes to what should have been a good movie.
As Corey says, Beavis and Butthead, if nothing happened.
They should have called this movie The Other Shoe Doesn't Drop. Because, it's lots of setups to things that you think are going to pay off, and then they don't. And sure, that is naturalistic. That's like real life. Generally speaking, nothing big happens. Yeah. You know, and we just don't. Why are we watching that, though?
Well, co-host, this is as Leon was saying, these are some skater punks. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the names here: Christian, Kevin, and then there's a love triangle with a girl named Sky. And they skate, they go to school, they respect their parents, they're relatively good kids
and love Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not expecting. I admire this movie for not trying to, for giving you the anti-reality TV
or the anti-version of Kids.
Yeah,
remember that movie?
I remember that movie. While that was fictionalized, this is real. And these kids are so cool. They're so good that they skate for Jesus, man. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay. But let me stop you though. This is real because I was still assuming we were talking about a movie that was
no.
Scripted.
This is a documentary.
Oh,
this is a documentary by a young woman named Elizabeth Mims. I think she just got out of Cal Arts. And
she was 20 years old when they started shooting. She and her filmmaking partner.
Yeah, and you know what?
20s.
To her credit, whoever, if she's doing it or if somebody else is doing it, the cinematography they have here for this being shot on HD video, it's actually very good. They show all these shots, these kids skating in slow motion and whatnot. That's pretty. But goddamn, when you kids pull out a heroin needle or smoke a joint or do some cocaine,
It turns into pretty fucking boring.
Go murder somebody.
I'll settle for a piano falling from the sky.
And it's funny
Go
because
sacrifice a cat, worship Satan, something.
And it's funny because, producers are usually there to make things interesting because it is, it's something they're producing and they want to make it good. That's why a lot of these reality shows, a lot of times, these people, it's real life and it's real fucking boring, but that is why the producers are there to egg on somebody like, hey, why don't you go start shit with that person? Because, they were talking a lot of shit. We need to make this show interesting. We need to get them to
You know what?
do something to fuck things up.
You're right.
Throw a wrench in there.
I don't even want to encourage that kind of thing because I hate that. And look,
but now you know why it's there.
But now, that's what I'm saying. Now I know why they do it. Now, I would have, because I would have been on the set and I would have, because there's a, like we were saying, there's this love triangle going on. And the love triangle doesn't go anywhere beyond, hey, and the kid, that's what we say Beavis and Butthead. One of the kid actually talks like, Beavis.
He does.
And he's like, hey, did you kiss Sky? and the other kid's like, yeah. Oh, well, I'm sad about it, but okay.
I don't know. I guess it's safe to say I kind of have like a crush on her.
And that's true. The sad part is the kid who kissed the other kid's sort of girlfriend, even though they had never kissed. It's clear he really just wants to kiss the other boy. I mean, there's no question
Really?
that guy is dealing with some
You saw him
deep-seated homosexual urge.
You saw him between the lines.
I'm not going to accuse
There's
him.
nothing wrong with that. I'm
See,
just saying.
Cyrus should have been the goddamn producer. He's like,
I feel like you're saying that is what happens when you're in a sensory deprivation chamber, when there's nothing happening, your brain makes shit up. And watching this movie is like, wow, nothing's happening. But in my mind, it's awesome.
Oh, come on, man.
Stabbing each other.
There's even
and
a
Cyrus
scene.
wanted to see two guys kiss.
No,
All right.
there's even a scene where the guy goes, yeah, you're going to get me something for Valentine's Day, all right? Start talking about how he expects a Valentine's Day gift from the other kid. And you're like, look. They're like, he's constantly jumping on top of the other guy's shoulders and riding around, rubbing his dick on his neck. Please tell me there's no gay feeling going on
Coach,
there.
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff like, all right, well, he doesn't have much money. He needs to win this skateboard competition so he can go to mechanic school. We're going to get him out to Arizona. He's going to win this money. And he gets out there and he just kind of blows it. And you think, oh shit, he blew it. Now his life's going out of toys. He's going to become a criminal.
Excuse me, Leon. Excuse me. I'm looking for some crack right now to shoot it up while you're telling me this enthralling story of nothing.
Well, yeah. I mean, like normally that might be like a Breaking 3 or something, Skate Punks 3. But it's like,
No,
okay, he blows it. He doesn't win. They aren't like, oh shit, he really blew it. It's just like, hey, I'm proud of him for getting out there. And then they drop the whole thing. It's like he even graduates. It's like,
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, there's
okay, I don't understand what that was all about.
Yeah, I admire the movie for trying to show you there are good teenagers out there. They're trying to show you that this is just an everyday slice of life journey into adulthood. From being skater punks to you can see where around the corner reality is about to hit. But while these two kids are over there and they're being cool with each other, this is what got me. This is what got me because it is true. I'm not going to accuse a kid of being gay, but if I was on the set,
Who cares if he was gay or not?
I do because I would have actually.
I
would have wanted some drama right there.
Yeah, have that storyline.
Actually,
take
I
place.
don't want the kid to be gay because I would have came up and said, I would have told Sky, the girl in the middle, I said, you know why Christian doesn't want you? Because he wants Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you create something and you'd have some kind of conflict there, at least with somebody's sexuality being put in question. Yeah.
It's not Christian, it's Garrison.
Is it is it Garrison?
Garrison,
Okay,
He's
yeah.
Christian Garrison.
See, we're already starting shit.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. We already making up shit. Hey,
They were Christians.
take this gun and release him from his homosexuality.
Our script is based on the boring reality.
I wouldn't have done that, but the thing is,
Speaking of homosexual, I know you two haven't seen each other for a while. But Jesus Christ.
I know. Oh yeah, it's been a while. Can you feel the tension? But while we're focusing on these two skater kids, which are their friendship is great, their home life is great, they're graduating from school, their school life is great. Sky over here, the girl that they're interested in, her parents are losing. Well, okay, her situation is she lives with her grandfather who is too old to do anything when they lose their house. Her mother is on heroin, trying to connect with her, but she doesn't want anything to do with her. Her father is in jail and gets out. Sky has all this shit happen to her, and we don't do shit.
Yeah,
with
where's
Sky.
that reality show right there? You telling me that? I'm in. I'm down to see it.
No. It's like, hey, is something interesting happening over there? Well, then turn the cameras away from it.
Jesus would never watch that.
I gotta tell you, the most dramatic point in this whole film is when Sky's mother, a strange mother, tries to friend her on Facebook, and she's like, "I'm not friend her on Facebook. She wants to know me. She can come get to know me. I'm friend her. That's not Facebook's too impersonal." And that's the most dramatic.
She's got a best friend. She's got a best friend going, "That's right, girl. You don't need to accept her friendship."
So I don't want
The
to
one person making sense. Like,
I don't want to ruin the ending for this for anybody, but they don't build up to anything. So I guess I can say this without any anybody on the site yelling at me about being a spoiler. But Skylar's father gets out of jail, and they get along. I mean, there is this thing is the happiest. The way they try to present this as the road to adulthood, teenage life is so hard. This is the happiest teenage movie I have ever seen. It really, my biggest problem with this is that besides them having a girl who really has problems and they're not spending a whole lot of time with her, it's almost like they shot so much of these two boys who were fine that when they said, "Wow, this girl really has problems. We should focus." You know what, Elizabeth? Budget's gone. We don't have nothing. But the other thing is that this is what we see kids doing every day. You don't have to see a movie to see this. There are good kids that we see every day, and they're living this story. And I don't know why this movie is getting a theatrical release. I think it's good to watch something like this because it is positive. If I was, it would be one of those things that I would watch on Netflix or PBS.
I was about to say, it sounds like something you would throw on PBS.
It is. It would be something that would be on PBS and not on one of them most dramatic shows where something's happening. This would be.
But once again, I wouldn't know why.
Because there's an appeal here, certainly for some, of that sort of innocence of youth, that J.D. Salinger type portrait of naturalistic kids, of the fact that they're naive but basically good, and we watch them do all the ignorant shit that kids do, make big obvious mistakes. Stuff where we're like, "Oh, don't do that. That's not going to work out." And it doesn't. But instead of creating a big drama, it's like real life. They go, "Well, oh well."
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing's that big a deal. It's just, it probably takes place over more than a year, but it feels like a summer. The way the whole thing is that lazy summer feel. Combine that with the sort of odd setup photography that they had. And truly, this is more of a demo reel for this director's skills, which are considerable at finding great shots and taking advantage of the limitations of the equipment that he has to shoot with. That alone makes the film kind of worth seeing, but it also kind of gives it a weird sort of undercurrent of artificiality because it's clear a lot of the stuff they had to go, "Okay, now you sit there and you sit there. Now you walk toward me real slowly." A lot of manipulation in order to get some of these really beautiful shots.
Well, it's too bad because it seems that the director is failing in the biggest area that you should always be concerned about, and that's your subject matter.
One day she will be a great cinematographer, but right now as a director, I don't think so. At least not as far as having an eye or know what to put together. But we talked about with reality shows, they make shit happen. But don't think that this isn't somebody as Cyrus points out, somebody going "Hey, do this again. Fire that bottle rocket 3 times so we can get a really good shot." That's going on. It's just not leading to anything. I mean, it's not a movie.
Should have pointed that bottle rocket up somebody's ass. Something that cause drama.
And I don't even need these kids to be bad kids or get into shit. I just needed it to do something. There was that point where I was just really trying to be as flexible with it as possible. Hey man, do your thing. Yeah. I'm just sitting here, and at that hour mark, I had to check my watch and go
"Why are you telling us?"
Yeah,
why are you showing me your kid's home video footage?
Pretty much,
It feels like this should be 30 minutes long, and it should be sort of an artist expose on PBS, or it should be something that you discover on Netflix.
An episode of a show, like Portraits of America.
Something exactly like that. Sure. I would. There's some people.
Sounds like a show you'd watch. Now.
It was something I would watch if it was 30 minutes.
No, you wouldn't, Corey. No, you wouldn't.
What are you trying to say? I'm not educated. Have no culture.
Exactly. What I'm saying.
You know what? I'll be watching that waiting on Sesame Street. Come on.
You're waiting for Elmo. Watch out. Watch out.
Sesame Street just went off, and I just too lazy to change the channel. But there's some people that are going to go see this, and it is, if you go see it at the theater, then you'll enjoy it because the people who go see this, you're going to an indie theater to see stuff like this. This is the movie for you. Everybody else, I don't know why this is getting a theatrical release. I don't know why anybody would want to go see it at the theater when you have options to see stuff like this on television, or you have well-behaved kids at home. Call me when these kids fuck up. I give it a rental.
Hey, Corey.
I hate to be like that, but
Ring a ding ding.
I hope these kids do well, and I think they will. But
Don't make a second one.
don't make a second movie about them. Yeah, I wish them the best.
Maybe those kids will watch their own movie and go, God damn, I suck.
You know what they say? Oh, this is boring.
Yeah, I know. And walk out.
That's funny. It's a movie about Beavis and Butthead
Yeah.
that Beavis and Butthead wouldn't even watch. Yeah, I was like, is this your culture and heritage? That's not my culture and heritage. I'm sorry, I can't use the words like, oh, this is something I think you should watch or you would like or worth watching. Not really. I mean, it's one of those movies where like, the best thing about it is that it's short. It's really about like when I said I checked my watch like 8 minutes later, the movie was over.
It's 172 minutes.
172 minutes?
I'm sorry. It felt like 172 minutes. No, it's 72 minutes.
Okay, so an hour and 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Hour and 12 minutes too long.
Including credits. I mean, you know, Corey, even like at 30 minutes, I still would be going like, what was that I just watched? I could only see and watch this, enjoying it if it was part of an anthology, a part of something longer. And PBS has done these things, you know, a documentary where, well, we'll film these kids now and we'll come back in 10 years and see where they are. But from where this leaves off, I don't give a shit what happens to them. They could die in a mill accident. I'd be like, oh, okay, well.
Well, if you filmed it, that would have made it. Yeah. That would have
Well,
made
I know. It's like, hey,
feature.
now it's sounding good.
But the thing is, if they were to die in some accident, the camera wouldn't film it because it's only going to film the stuff that's the least interesting. The minute something does get interesting, sorry, because the whole thing with Sky, it's like, oh, we're losing our house. We got to move out. My grandpa's too old. I don't know what we're going to do. Oh, my dad got out of prison and he's coming to live with us.
Yeah.
And it goes, wait, you would lose that house. Where's he going to live? Is he going to help? Why are these unanswered questions?
Oh, they do leave a lot of unanswered questions with her.
Yeah.
That's for the sequel, dude.
Yeah, because with the other guys, it's kind of like, well, he's moving away, but it's a bunch of like, what's going to happen?
You
It's
didn't
like,
want this to
too
be
bad.
longer.
No, I didn't. I'm not mad. I'm just like, why? For me, I won't say some old bullshit because they are right about the cinematography and, you know, some earnest work went into it.
Leon, cinematography doesn't make a movie.
No, it does not. Absolutely. That's the first thing I was going to say.
Certainly helped Skyfall.
It's interesting. Like Skyfall when she lost her house. But what's something that's interesting is that, you know, some of the parents do not sign releases because there's like that kid Garrison according to this movie, he has no parents at all. They just like, we're not showing up on camera. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's as if the Charlie Brown kids grew up to be teenagers.
Yeah,
you see one or two parents around.
You hear that?
Much parental involvement at all. But I just did, you know, I'm below Corey. I didn't like as much as him, but I won't give it some old bullshit. It's just a low rental.
You know, I got a certain amount of entertainment from this just in that, you know, I knew kids when I was growing up that were a lot like this. The only difference being they weren't Christians. It's like, have you actually read the lyrics of any of these songs that you're chanting?
The answer to that seems to be no.
No, it seems to be no. No, I just like the tunes. No, you don't. It's punk. Anyway, you know, I mean, there's something to be said for the intimacy of the camera, the way they allowed the camera to like invade their bedrooms and the way they were just so blatantly honest with their feelings in a very non-rehearsed sort of feeling of way, just to like looking at somebody's live journal or something.
Yeah.
But
Paris Hilton achieved the same thing. You remember?
Sorta. I couldn't get into this past. I mean, the concept is good. It just if it had something to work with, at the end it felt like a student film, like a thesis film that they just said, fuck it. Well, you know, I got a friend of mine in production in development. This company, we'll just send it to him and see what they want to do with it. Because really, you know, like I said, I would give this a great grade if it was a student film, but as something that's supposed to be salable, this is a rental. Although I will say once again, great eye for the camera. I'd be curious to see what this director does with a narrative feature. But maybe you should just leave the documentary stuff to
Leon.
To Leon, because he'd just kill him. He'd be like, "This movie's boring. We're gonna have these people die. Drive that Mack truck into their house.
Cut the brake lines." Yeah.
Well, a real producer would have loosened the screws on one of those skateboards.
Yep.
And I'll be more than happy with a sequel to this when it's 10 years later and these two boys are still living at home and are having sex with each other.
Yeah, having sex with each other. And that chick went on to do porn.
Yeah. Call me for that.
Yeah. I'll watch that movie plenty on the internet.
I had so much faith that everything was going to be okay. I got involved in being your friend, and now I'm stuck in your black hole, and you couldn't get rid of me if you tried.